Hey guys, King Kaiju here. Today we're going to be doing another Kaiju review, and as you've seen by the title, it is yet another Y-MSF review. This is because I recently got another Showa monster, but this time it's not the Final Wars version. It is instead the normal Ebirah from Ebirah Horror of the Deep, or Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, whatever you'd like to call it. This was another Y-MSF figure that I got alongside Manda. With that being said, let's get straight into the detail of this figure. Now, Ebirah is a monster that does not get recognized a lot. In fact, as of last year, this was the only figure of Ebirah really out there, besides I think a couple of Marmots and Bull Marks. Bandai did finally release one, but still, I would say that the Y-MSF version is the better one overall. You're gonna get a lot more paint on it, although I would say arguably Bandai did a little bit better with their black dry brushing. I do still like the brown highlights here and there. I just wish it was a little bit more thorough throughout the body. The only other thing that I could say that I think the Bandai one did better is I don't like how thick these antennae are. I wish that they were either sculpted into the body, which I think is fine, the Bandai one did, or just a little bit more like stringy. But everything looks good. The detail, as always, is phenomenal. You can even see the nice mouth parts that Ebirah has. You're gonna be getting a lot of good detail and paint throughout. I can't say that there's anything skimped out on here. As for the articulation, you might have seen me kind of move around a little bit with it. You are gonna be getting some posability in the arms here. I thought that the legs could move at first, but they are a separate piece of vinyl, just they're in a square cutout, so you're not going to be able to move them, unfortunately. But the tail does move back here, so you are going to be getting a little bit of posability out of that. I did think that these guys also move too, but unfortunately they do not. They are just static pieces of vinyl. That is not too big though. I wouldn't exactly expect them to be. So 3 points overall, not terrible. If we move Ebirah to the side real quick, I'll bring a couple of figures out. I showed it off earlier, but now I'll pull it out officially. Here is the Y-MSF Final Wars Manda, and these guys do look pretty good next to each other. Ebirah itself doesn't look too different from its Final Wars design whenever you compare it to the Showa one, so you can easily pretend that these guys are the same. They look pretty good next to each other. Manda is of course going to be a lot longer, but Ebirah is definitely going to be the bigger figure overall. And I just have a couple random ones next to me. Here is a Bandai Godzilla. This is the Bandai Creations 1954, the later release. And these guys look pretty good too. You can definitely recreate some of the battle scenes they have wherever Ebirah is like smashing the shit out of Godzilla's face with the claw, and whenever Godzilla's biting down on that same claw. And finally, I'll just pull out a random Playmates figure that I pulled off the shelf. Again, like I said, it's very random. It's just the Playmates Mechagodzilla. Playmates Mechagodzilla is not really the tallest figure. I'm not gonna lie with you here. Ebirah looks like it kind of stands a chance compared to this Mechagodzilla. And that's again because these guys are in a scale that is just a little bit bigger than the traditional Bandai 6-inch, which this Mechagodzilla is in scale with. These guys are roughly in the 8-inch scale, so makes sense why this Mechagodzilla looks pretty small. And that is my review of the Y-MSF Ebirah. I don't care. Either way, this figure does look pretty damn good, as with all Y-MSF figures. I don't think I really need to say that a lot. But I do think that this figure, despite being a rather older release from them, is still one of their best. A lot of people dog on some of the older Y-MSF figures, and I would say sometimes rightfully so. There is a couple of them that look pretty goofy. This is definitely one of the ones that looked really good from them. I really like their Ebirah figure a lot, and I was able to find it for a cheaper price than you would usually get them. This one I think was only $55, which is not too bad for Y-MSF. So I would say if you could find it for a price similar or smaller than that, definitely try your hand and pick it up. I appreciate you all for watching this video today, and I will see you all in the next one.